Welcome back to the Bryan Devore Connection. I'm your host, Bryan Devore. Thoughtful engagement. What does that mean, and what does it do, and how does it help people? Well, here to talk to us today about this great program is my friend Denise with Visionary Care Consultants. Denise, thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. So we had Tina, who owns Visionary Care Consultants, here before talking about, in general, Visionary Care Consultants, but we want to do a deeper dive into one of the great programs you have. First, let's talk about Visionary Care Consultants. What is the company and what do you guys do?
The Visionary Care Consultants is a care management agency servicing San Diego and Riverside County. We are a team of clinicians that are hired by legal financial individuals, neighbors, family members, responsible parties to come in and help support an individual's needs, whether it is healthcare, behavioral health, or just needing resources. That can be community resources, application processes. We come in and really become an assistant to a family member or an individual who are just feeling overwhelmed. They're that sandwich generation, and sometimes it's just too much. You're trying to get the kids to soccer and baseball while making dinner, working a full-time job, and also trying to juggle the needs of your loved one. So a care manager steps in and will take off your plate as much or as little as you would like them to come in and again help support and take the overwhelm off of your shoulders.
Got it. Yeah, it can be overwhelming. A lot of the clients who I work with, seniors who are downsizing or transitioning to senior living, and their children are involved as much as they can be, but they live back east or they have their busy lives, and this is sort of thrust upon them and they don't know where to turn or what options are available. So you're really holding their hands and being a partner in helping them sort of care navigate the whole process from A to Z, it sounds like.
Absolutely. It is 100% teamwork. Care managers are not coming in and just overhauling, taking the show over. The individual or the responsible party is still always 100% in control. All decisions are fed back to the responsible party, client, or family members involved. We're working as a team and guiding them with our recommendations on how do we move forward, giving them a roadmap, so to speak. And there's a lot of relief for those loved ones in being able to have visual in a recommendation of a plan of care to say, okay, now we have a plan and I can see it in front of me and you're going to hold my hand and help me get through this.
Yeah, super important. And I've been blessed to be able to work with your team with some clients, and you're acting as the quarterback, bringing in the different resources, whether it's me to help them sell the home or maybe a placement professional to find a community, a fiduciary, right. Just all the different players involved. And now you guys have a wonderful program. You call it thoughtful engagement. And I like those two words because it is both thoughtful and it is engaging. So tell us about that program.
Thoughtful engagement it's a very special program that we offer. We have thoughtful engagement specialists, very similar to care managers when we bring a new client on that we're going to be working with. What we're doing is we're getting together, we're meeting with the individual and the family members, and we're finding out who were they, who are they, what were the things that brought them joy, what were their hobbies. This program is providing a very specialized one-on-one engagement. A lot of individuals have senior centers. They might be in communities where activities are offered, but sometimes that doesn't work for everyone. What we're looking at are individuals who are struggling with isolation, maybe depression. They live in a community where there are tons of daily activities offered, but they're staying put away in their unit and you just don't see them come out. Or in a memory care, sometimes you can have an individual whose cognitive disease is not quite as progressed as others. So they feel, it's not for me, I just want to stay put away. They're struggling with the transition. So our specialists will come in and find out, again, what were your hobbies? Oh, I used to work at a radio station. Well, if they're able, again, we're evaluating what are their restrictions, if there are any, what are they able, are they mobile? It is really about creating an individualized plan based on what were their joys, what were their hobbies, and bringing that to them. If they are not able, you can be mobile and we can take you out to outings. Sometimes they're not. We've had clients that are bedbound and that are, kind of in and out, wake up, but, a lot of times sleeping or maybe just bedbound. We can still, we've had a client that, was an English teacher and loved the reading and loved her music. So what do? The specialist would go in and stay in her unit and would read her favorite books to her, would play her favorite music for her. And even if she's not, what appears to be not engaging because she's just laying there, the specialist would get those moments of engagement where she opens her eyes, she looks at the specialist, she gives a little sigh of pleasure. So even in someone where you think, oh, well, this program isn't going to work for them because they're bedbound and they're sleeping most of the day, they're not engaging very much, you would be surprised that even in those situations, they are engaging, they are listening, they are present. And if it's taking someone out, not getting them out into an environment that lights them up, that brings those good memories flooding back, and is changing those endorphins and everything within them is a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'll bet. So yeah, kind of breaking it down, you have it's thoughtful because it's going deeper than just nothing against bingo, but just playing bingo, right?
Right.
It's engaging because it's really one-on-one. And you and I talked when we were sort of prepping for this about how there are seniors who live in communities which are great and certainly better than just living isolated
Right.
alone at home, but they're staying in their room because they're not connecting with maybe those activities or those people. Mm-hmm. And so they're not alone, but they're lonely.
Right.
And by having someone who does the one-on-one activity with them, and it does bring joy, and I know that people, even with memory impairment, they still have the memories from the past. They can still play on the piano songs that they knew when they were a kid. So bringing back those, what did you like to do when you were a child?
Right.
I used to go fishing.
Right.
Great, we can go fishing, or maybe just playing a fishing game or
right.
something like
right.
that.
Yep, absolutely. We've had cases in such. I've shared, I believe, previously with you, one case where a gentleman was a horseback rider and his cognition wouldn't allow him to get on a horse anymore. But what the specialist did was found a horse reserve and took him out there once a week and let him brush the horses. Something that you think, well, he's not going to get to ride a horse. No, but he's in that element, and that's what's important. Another client that loved bird watching, and she's living in a community now with some cognitive impairment, but getting her out and taking her to her favorite spot, having binoculars, whether she uses them or not, she's present. And those memories come flooding back. She's in that spot where she loved to watch birds. And you just see the change.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Are you seeing, those are some great outcomes where it's right there in that moment. You're seeing the joy in their eyes. Do you see it go beyond that where because they're doing these activities, maybe they become more involved in the community, or are there other benefits that you're seeing from this?
There's definitely, you see the longevity
okay.
of their lives,
yeah.
right? Where they would have stayed in their unit or stayed in their home put away in the isolation, in the depression. We know the effect of those two things and
right.
how they affect an individual, especially a senior's health.
Yeah, mental and physical.
Mental and physical. The depression gets worse. They're, their eating habits start going, the high blood pressure, just all of the physical ailments really start just laying layer after layer after layer. So you definitely, we have seen the longevity. One of our most recent thoughtful engagement clients was just 2 months shy of her 100th birthday.
Wow.
And we weren't care management with her. We were simply just thoughtful engagement. And that was what she looked forward to a couple times a week in and week out. And it was special.
That's great.
Yeah.
So really there are no barriers to people being able to do this wherever they live, client or not client.
Right.
You can really bring this to them and create a better life for them.
Right. Whether it's in a private home, a memory care, an assisted living, independent living, a board and care, you name it. The specialist goes to them. And even again, what is their condition, whether they are still cognitive and walking independently or they're bedbound and just kind of in and out, we can definitely, service them and bring that joy to them no matter where they're at.
Well, it's definitely a great way to enhance quality of life, and especially for those clients of yours where it's part of the package, right, of being able to provide all these services. If I had a loved one who lived 3,000 miles away and I couldn't be there to do some of these things,
Right.
I would be very grateful to have visionary care consultants being able to do something like this.
Right. And, it's not even just the distance barrier. Again, we go back to even if someone is a primary caregiver and mom, dad, or grandma or aunt are living with them in the home, sometimes it's just a piece of respite for them, right? Or sometimes an individual, it is a very special gift to be able to meet someone, get their history, and create something so personalized. Not everyone has that gift to be able to think of what can I put together for them. And obviously with family members, loved ones, there's the dynamics and the busy day-to-day things. So sometimes a family member just says, you know what, this is going to be great for both of us. This is going to give me a few hours during the week to just do whatever I need to do. And my loved one is going to be brought some joy, and you're going to start seeing some beautiful changes.
Yeah, I'll bet. It's a win for everybody.
It is.
For sure. So for more information about Visionary Care Consultants and their Thoughtful Engagement Program, visit their website, give them a call. Their information is on screen. If you're listening to this as a podcast, you can't see it on screen, but it is in the caption below. Thank you so much, Denise, for coming and
Such a
sharing
pleasure.
about this. This is fantastic, and I can't wait for people to learn more.
I'm excited.